City's Boothbury Park is used as the club's training ground. Where generations of loyal supporters once stood, weeds are now taking root. Fully in charge on the pitch, though, is Peter Taylor, the man who in his only game in charge of England handed David Beckham the captain's armband for the first time.
I want my players to come in every morning, enjoy themselves and try and improve every day and trying to get into the best league in the world. That's really what I want them to do. As a manager, I'm exactly the same. You know, I'd want to be manager of Manchester United or England again, you know, but I know that, you know, that will come if it's, you know, if I'm successful, it will come. If it means I'm here for 3 years and I get Hull into Division 1, you know, that will be everything for me as well.
The Tigers are scoring from all areas, and enjoying something of a purple patch is Ben Burgess, sporting a broken nose and a black eye after getting an elbow against Torquay.
Yeah, everyone's playing well. We've just it's good to have goals all through the team. We've got the two wingers are scoring, we've got Greeny scoring with me and Danny, we've got Fozzie coming on and scoring, so it's good because like, I think quite a few teams in this league rely on one goal scorer. Well, we haven't got that, so we're doing well.
Hull's latest opponents are Lincoln City, 12 games unbeaten. Something's got to give.
I don't take nothing away from the way that they play because I'm actually one of the managers in the division that give them more credit for the way they pass the ball around. But their team spirit is absolutely outstanding, and that's how honest and together you've got to be a good team in any division.
We're lucky in the players that we brought in have done very well for us. We've been able to bring one or two better players in this season, and they all want to play, they all enjoy the football, and that's what's carrying us through.
There's a real feel-good factor about Hull City these days, and the KC Stadium has undoubtedly been the catalyst for the rise in the club's fortunes. How extraordinary today that a combination of an early kick-off, 1 o'clock, and an all-ticket stipulation means there are only 17 or 18,000 here. Only. And already Paul Musselwhite in the action with the first save of the day. Hull City have not lost here at the KC Stadium since April when Wrexham were victorious. All credit to Peter Taylor for that. He's doing a terrific job here, the former England under-21 boss. Indeed, he took the senior England side at one time. Burgess, hounded by 3 from behind, and loses the possession. So here goes Francis Green for Lincoln City. Will be pushed back by Delaney, and he's taking everybody on here and does well enough to get a corner out of the whole defence. Francis Green has got 3 goals in a promising start for Lincoln after his move from Peterborough. Drifted in, and a difficult one for the goalkeeper, and over the top of the net it goes. Well, that was a teasing corner, and Lincoln might well have led from that. Richard Butcher was stationed virtually beneath the Hull City crossbar, and as the ball dropped in there, he got a good contact on it, but skied it over the bar. Liebird. It's away as far as Gain. Mayo tries to get a touch on it. Butcher will. Then Yeo. And a decent cross from Simon Yeo as well. And a real chance here. And a brilliant save by Musselwhite. Gary Fletcher probably thought he'd scored there. It was Simon Yeo's cross that caused a bit of mayhem, and Francis Green did well to get a flick on there, and meeting it, Gary Fletcher looked to have beaten Paul Musselwhite, but the 34-year-old goalkeeper manages to stretch and gets a big right hand to effect the save. Green wondering how he can avoid Delaney, and he can't. And Delaney's man of the match so far for me. He's been outstanding, and he's led a raid here which will involve Allsop, but now Green. This is a chance. The play will be spread, and it's into the area for Allsop, and the save isn't really made, but it's side netting from Price following through. Well, by far the best Hull City move, instigated by Damien Delaney, charging out of defence. And Danny Allsop was the one who ultimately got in a shot which Marriott could only parry, and then Jason Price following through, as all good footballers should do, rams the ball into the side netting. Burgess got the better of Liebird, then Stuart Green. Lincoln really working their socks off though. There seem to be so many blue shirts around. They're playing to a pattern. Holt's won it. Now Allsop. He's back in for Holt. Holt into the area. Scores! A cracking goal. Right out of context with the game. Up comes Andy Holt with his first goal in over 2 years. He seems to reserve them for local teams. His last one was against Scunthorpe United, but Andy Holt has brought the stadium to its feet here. A lovely 1-2 played by Andy Holt. The former Alderman knew exactly what was on. He kept on running. He has a sweet left foot, and as he advanced into the Lincoln penalty area, he thrashed the ball wide of Alan Marriott into the roof of the Lincoln goal, and it's Hull 1, Lincoln 0. Stuart Green for Delaney. Not a first-time ball, but it was a lazy swing of the left boot there from Ben Burgess. Oh, it's a poor back pass. Danny Allsop is given the encouragement to go on and extend Hull's lead to 2. Shocking mistake by Lincoln in the middle of the field. An attempted back pass, and Danny Allsop latches onto the ball, and he doesn't miss when given that sort of opportunity. Allsop's 8th of the season, but his first in 5 games. And the Australian rams the Tigers into a 2-goal lead against the Imps. Peter Taylor delighted. It's just what his side needed at the start of this half. They didn't start the first half well. For Keith Alexander, though, massive disappointment. His side might have been 2 goals up. Now they find themselves 2 goals down. 17,453 here. And quite a few from Lincoln hoping that they can suck the ball into the net at this end of the ground right now. Well, it was a rather hopeless shot, but it still nearly came off for Morgan, who now finds himself defending. Allsop, here's a chance for Green to make it 3 for Hull City. 3 it is! 3 points as well. Stuart Green. And whenever he's scored this season, they've gone on to win. He scored against Boston, he scored against Rochdale, he scored against Kidderminster. They won all of those games, and I think it's safe to say that Hull are going to beat Lincoln today now. On the back of Stuart Green's goal, Hull's 3rd of the day. Morgan was left totally exposed there, and once they'd got the better of him, Green was on his way. It was similar to Allsop's finish in some ways, and Hull City have stretched themselves into an unassailable lead. Well, Keith Alexander will know that this is not one of Lincoln's better days, and yet they competed well until Holt broke the deadlock just before half-time. But he'll reflect on some missed chances today. Hines gets a header in, then Green. That's another one away. It's got to come back to Marriott in the Lincoln goal, though. Happy days are here again at Hull, on and off the field. Chairman Adam Pearson and manager Peter Taylor are steering Hull City very capably towards Division 2. They sit proudly on top of the division tonight after a resounding 3-0 win over Lincoln, who fought very hard in the opening 45 minutes, but goals turn games, and the first goal by Andy Holt today certainly turned this one Hull's way, and they win convincingly by 3-0.
But I actually felt that at the start of the second half we tried to play a little bit more. First half I felt that Lincoln had the better of it, they were the better side, and we didn't particularly play. But I thought second half we tried to play, and I think that's where we got ourselves a few more chances.
Was it a bit like the start of the season where the ball just wouldn't go in the other net for you?
You could say that, but we've had, we're making chances, and I think any other day we might have scored 1 or 2. I can't be too disappointed. We've gone 13 games and lost one, and I think we'll settle for that.
I think the lads are reveling it. I think maybe last year and in previous years, you know, there's been a little bit nervous because there has been a bit of expectation here, but you know, you've got to get on with that. Teams come in and try and make it difficult for you, but you know, the lads seem to have settled down, and you know, we're trying to make this place a fortress for other teams to come.
Yes, once again, Tigers fans leave the KC Stadium happy.